Hello, this is Inside the Press Box with Sunil Sunder Raj for the Everyday Fan Sports. I'm happy to be speaking today with Souleymane Diakite, senior forward of the NJIT Highlanders men's basketball team. Souleymane, thank you so much again for taking some time out to speak to me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
As we just before we came on the air, Souleymane, 2 weeks, just about before less than 2 weeks until the regular season opener at the Wellness and Events Center, aka the WEC. Can you just talk about against Merrimack, how excited you are, the rest of the team as well, about this season?
Last year has been a rough season for everybody. Not being able to have the fans in the WEC was very, very hard for us, and like every team in the country, we had to adjust. But now having the fans back and being able to compete again back in a kind of regular life right now is going to be just great.
Yeah, no, definitely. Last season, first season in the America East Conference, Souleymane. I know it was a tough season week. I saw you practice yesterday. You look great. Last year, hampered by a shoulder injury. Again, limited to 17 games. You started 11, but still led the team in rebounds 5.1. You had a career high 20 points against Vermont, that double OT win, 11 rebounds. You pulled down your sixth career double-double. When you look back on last season, just how this team performed and still being able to make the America East tournament, just what comes to your mind, Souleymane?
It just shows how hard we work every day. It was our first year in the conference. We knew nothing about like the system in the conference. It was a year of adjustment, and definitely the year of adjustment did not come the best year. It was during COVID too. We had to adjust to two things at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was a learning experience for everybody on the team, starting from us to the players, and I'm sure for the coaching staff too. So we will use that experience we had last year and compete better this year, because we know every team in the conference. We were able to play against everybody except UNH due to COVID situation, obviously.
Yeah.
But we know every team in the conference. We now know how the conference work, how every team plays. So we have that experience in the back of our mind.
It's great. It's a new cast. I mean, you have a lot of returning players, but this year it's going to be different. No Zach Cooks, no San Antonio Brinson, and Diego Willis. Had to ask you, how knowing those guys, but then again, you have players like Dylan O'Hearn, Miles Coleman, Antoine Butler, Mekhi Gray, Kel DeGraff, Demir Faison, Jason Murphy. You have Chauncey Sterling. Then you throw in the newcomers here, and said from different parts of the country and the world. Souleymane, Jacob Manson, Ayel Nankin, Matt Faw, Keyshawn Mason, James Lee. Tons of athleticism and height on this year's team. Can you talk about just this year's group?
Yeah. First of all, Zach, Tone, and Diego will always be missing this team. It was great playing with the three of them for 3 years.
Yeah.
But like you said again, we're focusing on this year, and we have some great newcomers this year. Like they each bring something different to the team, which is great. So they will be a great compliment to us, and they're all great guys, like both on and off court of the court. So that's something you also want on your team, because everybody see what's going on the court, but stuff that going on off the court are as important as those that goes on the court.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of experience. Matt is a grad transfer, and it's gonna bring us a lot of energy and a lot of experience from Holy Cross, where he played the last 4 years. James Lee too is keep bringing something different on the table, and so does Jacob, Keyshawn, and EL. They all bring something different, and that's what we need on the team.
Yeah. And I wanted to talk about you personally. 6'9", 230. I mean, 2 years ago, you had a breakout season, Souleymane. I mean, starting all 30 games, 7.8 points per game, 8.5 rebounds. That was first on the team, third in the ASUN, 59 block shots, 8 double-digit rebound games, 5 double-doubles. A tremendous, game against North Florida, who was the, co-conference champions in the regular season. The ASUN, 13 points and 15 rebounds. And when you think about that season, again, you put up some phenomenal numbers. I mean, can you just talk about that year with NJIT?
Yeah, that year was because we had two big men, Abdul Lewis and Mohammed graduating.
Yeah.
So I had to step up and fill that spot. So it was a good year for me because I had everybody's confidence, like the coaches all believed in me, and that was great. And the entire team was playing well. Everybody had each other's back. So yeah, my number might show off, but it was teamwork because they were there, they believed in me and helped me every day.
Yeah,
both the coaches and the players, obviously.
No, totally agree. And the fact is, where you started freshman year to, to move up and said being able to again, progress at such a high, intensity and level. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the coaching staff led by head coach Brian Kennedy, who's dubbed you the Mr. Mayor of NJIT. I'd ask you also about assistant coaches Joe Rafferty, Joe Katowski, and of course Ricardo Rush Jr., Coach Rush. His first year, on the staff. Talk about this coaching staff led by Brian Kennedy, what they've meant to you in terms of your development here, Souleymane.
They mean a lot because, first of all, they believed in me, recruiting me to come here. The coach that recruited me, Coach Cyrus, left, but the entire coaching staff believed in me from day one. As you said, freshman year, like seeing what I was in freshman year, how much I improved from freshman year shows how much the coaching staff believed in me, and they helped me with the work too. Like Coach Joe was with me during summers, working out every day. Coach Kim too, who left too, was with me every day, working out. Coach DK, Coach Raff, all of those guys during summers, before practices, after practices. It was just, they always had my back, just to sum it up. They always had my back, and they always had my back. Whenever I need something, I'll go straight up to them and ask what I want. And they always push us on the court too. Because sometimes, most of the times, the coaches see more in you than you see in yourself. So they have that, what's the word I'm looking for? They have that expectation from us. They push us for us to get to the level they want us to be.
It's great. And I wanted to backtrack. We were talking about fans in the, at the WEC, and at the Wellness Event Center is just absolutely a magnificent facility to play. You see the, strength and conditioning, the practice courts, the gym itself. I mean, the regular, so where you guys play the games. Talk about how special, and now your senior year, having the fans back there, students, alumni. Just talk about that support, these past 3 years, and what that moment is going to be like in 2 weeks here, Souleymane.
It's going to feel like crazy because I remember the opener when I was a freshman, and when you're a freshman, people always tell you it's going to go by fast.
Yeah.
But you never realize until you were a junior, and you're like, wow, I only have 1 more year left, and having the fan back again in the WEC, seeing people back in the WEC is going to just be just a great feeling. Because I think both us and the fans need that, because last year not a lot of them were able to follow us or follow the games. So students being able to come back, and the class of last year who were not able to see any game at all, them also being able to come back and see the environment, the experience of going to a college basketball game, especially going to their schools, college basketball game, is going to be a great feeling.
Two guys I didn't want to leave out also, Shai Kong Gibbs and, Riley Walsh, who had huge impacts, not only on the court, but off the court. Outstanding leaders as well, Souleymane.
Yeah, Shaquan and Riley had a lot of impact on me. Riley was my roommate sophomore year, so he and I we used to talk a lot whenever I had anything. Like he was literally my mentor during that year because he's a great guy. Like I don't know, I've not seen anybody who said anything bad about Riley. That's just how great he is. So whenever something was going on, he was just there telling me what to do, and he was very comprehensive all the time with me. And Shaquan, there's the same as Riley.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say about Shaquan. Everybody's talked great about Shaquan. And it's not, both of them were just not leaders on the court. It was also an academic side.
Mm.
So they took care of business both on court and off the court.
Yeah, no, that's true. One thing that fascinates me so much about, especially this year's roster is the international component. We have players from Africa, from Sweden, from Israel, Netherlands, Canada. That is so impressive. Like, the fact that this, athletic program and this university is able to recruit, said players from all over the globe, Souleymane.
Yeah, it's impressive. When I was here, I think, a couple of years my freshman year, when Diego, Kiel, and I think that was the first time the basketball team had so many international at the same time on the team.
Yeah.
So now seeing 5 countries, 6 countries at the same time, I think international have been doing something good to have so many of us on the same team. Coaching staff deciding to recruit us.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something good about international, I would say. And like you said, we all come from different countries.
Yeah.
We all bring different things on the table. And we all learn from each other. We learn from Americans, obviously. They learn from us. We learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to bring so many different cultures in the team just make the team better, because we all have different perspective of life and different perspective of the game, which is great.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this question right now. Is for you personally, what makes playing the game of basketball so special? I wanted to definitely get that in there.
The experience of competing with your teammates, enjoying the wins, going through tough time during the losses, just enjoying the process, because it goes by very fast. And saying like how we go through the bad times together and how much we enjoy the wins is just priceless. Yeah.
Hey, there are some other people I don't want to forget, both on the administrative level and athletics as well. So strength and conditioning. You have Bobby Fisk. You have head athletic trainer Matt Koss, Miles Rudnick, assistant media relations and digital strategy officer. You also have Danny Emanuel, assistant director of basketball operations, and of course, you have athletic director Lenny Kaplan, and then Dr. President, I said Joel Bloom. Just talk about, just having that, again, that foundation, having, that cohesiveness in place. It's so important on both levels, Souleymane.
It is. This school is just different to every school in the country, I would say, because all the guys, like Dr. Bloom, we literally have direct access to Dr. Bloom. He works on campus every day. You can just go up into him and say hi to him. He will just be able, ready to have a conversation with you. He will just bring any topic up and able to be able to talk with you. And Lenny is just he made this athletic program when he took over 20 something years ago. And to see where we are right now, like Dr. Bloom always says, NJIT would not be where it is right now without Lenny. So, and like him, Dr. Bloom too, we always have access to Lenny's. His office is always open. You can walk up all the time to him and just go to his office, talk to him. And Matt, Coach Fisk, they're always there for us. Coach Fisk was great, like from freshman year. His strength and conditioning, you can see in all the guys, like when they come in, by the time they leave for the senior year, you can see the change in the body. And you can ask anybody on the team, they will tell you the same thing. Like we all see like the differences in our bodies from freshman year until our senior year. So that shows also how much work he put into it. And Matt, I mean, everybody talks to their trainer.
Yeah.
So
More than ever last season, right?
Yeah. So that's where you go.
Yeah.
When after hard practices, you don't want to be in the locker room, you go to the training room and then talk to whoever is there. And yeah, we all have a great time with Matt too. He's a funny guy. Yeah, it's just great to have all these guys. They just make this program better.
It's great. You mentioned before about the job that Shai Kwan and Riley did in the classroom. I wanted to ask you about that. I said balancing the role out as a student athlete, and that the demands, the rigors are very high. You talk about expectations at NJIT. I wanted to ask you how you've been able to manage that. It's not easy, especially between your studies, then you have practice time, said games, traveling on the road, especially when you guys were in the ASUN all over the country, but now here with the America East, it's relegated mostly to the Northeast. So I wanted to ask you that, also, Souleymane.
Yeah, for sure. NJIT is a hard school when it comes to academics. Freshman year, it was first semester. It wasn't, like it happened to every freshman. When you come in, you fall behind for a couple of weeks, then you have to catch up all the time, submitting things like hours before. Freshman year was all the time like that. And then after the first year, then we started traveling. So I was rooming with Mo, and I started looking at Mo. He had always his stuff done before the deadline. So I'm like, if it's like everybody talks about how good Mo is, like both on academically and basketball wise, I'm like, I might just start following whatever Mo is doing because he's never submitted things right before the deadline. So during the trips, I would just, whenever Mo was doing some stuff, I would also do work. So that kind of helped me manage my time. And sophomore year, same thing with Riley. He was my roommate, so whenever he was doing work, I would do work. So, and then I started building the time management that I needed, and that's how I was able to balance both academic and athletic. It was like paying attention more to my teammates, and seeing what they were doing good and taking the good stuff, the time management skills.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, I was just wondering, Souleymane, because I was looking at your bio that I know was either engineering or I think mathematics, but I think you're in cybersecurity. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm mastering information technology.
Very nice. I mean, that's great. I mean, just to see, and I know, talking to Coach Kennedy, it's about, not only, of course, athletics, but then, after you graduate, you get that degree, and then, said a good job, said is lined up down the road as well. Like, you said that as well. Sure. Just talk about that.
Yeah. Having, like, people always say you should always have a plan B.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Others feel like we should only have one plan. But I'm one of those who believe that you should always have a plan B. Yeah. Academics is very important, especially for my family, first of all, because my mom is a teacher, and she does not joke with academics. So if I do not get that right, I'm scared I would not be able to go back home anymore. So always gotta keep mama happy.
Yeah.
And my dad is also big on academics. So from that side, it was coming from my family. My parents are really big in academics, so I always wanted to have my diploma. And playing basketball too, the game I love.
So take me through a particular day, or does it, vary, does it change every day? But just typical day for you from morning till night, Suleiman.
Oh, now I mean it depends from it goes from day to day, but I
Yeah.
usually wake up around every day around 7:15 ish.
Mhm.
Then I have a shower, pray. Then I go to GDS. I have breakfast. Uh, I work at the alumni center,
Okay.
alumni office up here,
Okay.
4 times a week. So I start working at 8:30. So I work there. Then sometimes I have class. If I do not have class before practices, because we practice at 1, I either have lift. I either have class or lift before practice. So I go to lift and then go to practice, or go to class, then go to practice and then lift afterward. And then have a couple of 6 to 9s. And then after, when I have some free time, I do some work. I usually do my works on during the weekends, and sometimes during the week. Whenever I don't have a 6 to 9, I go to library or I come back to my room and get some stuff done. Yeah, that's it.
It's great. Hey, just have a couple more. Can't thank you enough for the time. And you talked about family before. Great story that Miles told me, that you surprised your parents this past August, visiting them in Mali after 2 years. I mean, it's just that is just it's very special. Just talk about that trip and just what that meant to you, Suleiman.
Yeah, I did surprise them. So only my sisters only knew. It was only my two sisters that knew that I was coming back home. I mean, they knew I was coming, but I gave them both my parents a different date. So I told them I was coming on the 10th, and I got there on the 7th. So yeah, so my sister went to grab me at the airport, and then when we got back home, like they were surprised. They were like, so my sister, she went in first, and she told my mom, "Your son is back." And she was like, "Which one of my sons?" She was like, "What is going on?" And yeah, it was just great to see everybody back home, because a lot happened in the last 2 years when I was in home. So being able to go back and catch up with everybody, see everybody, was awesome. It was 3 weeks, but it was great.
That's great. I am just mesmerized by what you speak 3 languages, 2 dialects. I mean, it's just astonishing. I mean, just can you talk about that, and just your journey from said Mali, here to it said NJIT. I mean, the fact that you played in Spain, for Canterbury High School for 3 years, then so came here to the United States, played your senior year at St. Benedict's Prep in Newark. I mean, it is, again, it's so inspirational. That's the word I can use. Just talk about your, I guess first with your family, the support, how many siblings you have, and just, playing basketball, said, and if you play any other sports as well. I'm just wondering about that, Suleiman.
Yeah, so actually basketball was not the first sport I played.
Okay.
So because back home, everybody plays soccer.
Yeah.
Soccer is the most played sport
Mhm.
around the world. So I played soccer, and I was a goalkeeper. And my brother, well, my cousin brother, because he's my cousin, but he's more of a family than me, because I was born when he was already in family. So he's my older brother. So he's the one that played basketball. So when I started growing up, suddenly it was like, nah, you have to start playing soccer. So he started taking me with him to the basketball court, to his basketball team. So that's how I started. And then I got a scholarship to go to Spain. And then I went to Spain. I was there for 6.5 years, almost 7 years. Then I came to St. Benedict Prep for a year, and yeah, I'm at NJIT right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the reason why I speak so many languages, because I mean, back home, so we speak Bambara, the dialects at home, and then I did most of my childhood in the northern part. So, and Sunrise spoken there. In school, we studied French. I lived in Spain for 7 years. That's where I got the Spanish from. And when I was in Spain, I went to a British school. So that's where I learned it's all mixed up.
Exactly. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, it's just situation that made me learn so many languages, I would say.
No, that's great. That's great. You dominated, said there at Canterbury. I mean, I was looking at the stats, 17.6 points per game, 11.2 rebounds per game. I wanted to ask you, said, coming to, St. Benedict's Prep, playing your senior year, that experience, playing for the school in your senior year.
Yeah. It just reminds you how far you came from.
Yeah.
Like going from Spain and now playing my senior years at college. In college, not everybody is able to say that too. So it's just gonna be a great moment. I would say I would probably not cherish the moment right now until like in a couple of years when you sit down and start thinking about everything thoroughly. So yeah, trying to enjoy as much as possible.
Yeah.
Enjoy the process and try my best to end on a good note.
Yeah.
Because it's been a tough couple of years for everybody, and this is a great opportunity to finish on a good note. I'll still have one more extra year, so I would say continue on a good note for now.
Okay, final two I have for you, and I think again you're in a really good position, to offer this advice to younger kids, athletes out there. Said whether back in Mali, said around the world, especially here, the United States, state of New Jersey, what your message is for them, your advice, in terms of both, playing, basketball and of course achieving in academics as well, that, eventually they want to end up, where you are at, in the position you are right now, Souleymane.
Yeah, it would just be a few words. Just keep putting in the work. And it's just that, and control what you can control. You can only control one side of the story. You cannot control both sides of the story. So control your side of the story, put the work in, show up every day, and the rest will take care of itself. So that's probably a dad quote, like be the person. What was it again? Be the person you want your daughter to marry. So I don't know where I got this from, but it was definitely from a dad.
Yeah.
So show up every day, put in the work, and just control your side of the story.
That's great. Before I ask my final question, I'm just wondering about life around campus. And I see it yesterday, it was bustling. I was like, it was great to see people on campus and walking around, and it's alive. And like, NJIT athletics, and academics is thriving. You see with the women's soccer team, that's the one that I want to ask you, that all the other programs support each other as well.
Yeah, it's great. So that's one of the great thing about being such a small school compared to the bigger schools, because we're all close, we all know each other, we're all here to support each other. And we all go to each other's game. Everybody's there. So soccer game yesterday, men's soccer game yesterday, I think everybody I saw, because women's soccer was not here, or that was 2 years. Yesterday they were not here yesterday. I think I saw every team on at the game. So that just show how the support system that's here for each other, teams for one another. And we always, when we go to GDS, we sit with each other, talk about our sports, and it's just great. More than just being about our teams, about everybody, like the athlete, like environment. It's just great.
what does it mean, and it's going to be special, say in less than 2 weeks, to put that NJIT Highlanders uniform on, that number 21? What does that represent to you, Souleymane?
I mean, being able to play with this team and put this uniform, it just I would say blessing, because it's just great to see it's more than sport. It just there is relationship I was able to create here that I will take with me for the rest of my life. So NJIT didn't only give me a basketball opportunity, it just like gave me a life opportunity, I would say. Making relationships and making friends that were always here supporting me. So it was an honor playing for this school and putting this uniform on.
It's great. Okay, you got the last word. What your message is for the NJIT fan base out there, locally, nationally, of course, here in New Jersey, the state of New Jersey, Newark, said students, alumni for the upcoming 2021-22 NJIT Highlanders men's basketball season.
Yeah, we thank every single one of them for their support. And we hope to see them back in the WEG, and those who will not be able to make be there physically, we know they will be supporting us from whatever they are, and we appreciate them more than they know.
Sounds good. Hey, Souleymane, I can't thank you enough. Just an incredible honor and privilege, being able to interview you again about this upcoming season, but just, your basketball, your academic career, your journey, said, again, from Mali, said to the United States of America. I can't thank you enough, and, wishing you, the rest of the team, the coaching staff, all the best this season.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.